Hello, hello. Here we go again. So, hermeneutics. Had this thought that for me, hermeneutics works well. I don't know why. It's the weirdest thing, and it's like the silliest kind of philosophy ever to have. But as I get into it, there's certain parts of it that they strike me as so valuable. And it gets to me that, no one has to believe in it, but I definitely see it working. I see the principles working in the background, as it were, even if we're not believing in it. That's analogous to something else, but that's not what I want to say here. Hermeneutics. So the big one here is about the fusions of horizons. I say it a lot. It came out with Frank last night, and I just wanted to do, as I said to him, like take some of those realizations and then bring them into a smaller video. So this one about hermeneutics and the fusion of horizons, how for me to transcend somewhat, you have to come into a clash with someone else, right? Kind of, should I stay or should I go? So you come into a clash and you can actually kind of transcend a bit if you really open your heart, as it were, to the other's point of view. You see that disagreement, but now you see some sort of way above to pass, or some new idea comes up. So in that sense, hermeneutics, the fusion horizons. I saw that when I was talking to Steve. I didn't realize it at the time, but I now see how beautiful this principle of hermeneutics shows that, as Sean said, I don't believe in nihilists in one of his videos. And I'm like, yeah, I don't believe in nihilists either. I don't think it's true. I don't think there's a rock heart so solid, so selfish that it's just solid rock. No, I don't believe in nihilism in that way. And also, Frank gave a great example of a sociopath that was able to, again, mindfully knowing himself, become a very good person. It's like, that's it. It's not a rock heart. You see a sociopath, and you give an example, and I didn't realize, I'm like, whoa, that's it too. There's no such thing as someone who can't be loving, can't have love fill their heart. So, that example. And then I thought about Steve, and we say, oh, Steve only cares about himself. He always says, it's just me, and me. So, he says that. And Sean talks about that a bit too. He knew Steve from back in the day, in their rock and roll days, we'll call it. And that it seemed like Steve has always, claimed to be a nihilist, or at least for a long time, that it's all about him. He's number one, and there's just nothing but number one. And just some of his things that he acts. Then you see some of the little comments that come in between, though. That actually he's living with two other people. And near the end, when he's getting angry, he's like, no, it's me and mine, it's me and mine, it's me and my girl and my wife, me and my girl. Whoa! That means there's three people in his heart right now. His heart is 3 times bigger than perhaps when he was just a solo nihilist. His heart is now 3 times bigger. And now he rejected me in that, like, okay, it's not time, right? His time, he doesn't have room for one more, but he has room for 2 people in his heart. So rather than looking at how hard and rock and stony his heart looks now, I see that he's tripled the size of his heart to this point. He's tripled his size of his heart to where we see it as hardened and hardened. It's him and only him and his daughter and his wife. I don't believe in nihilism. And you know what? Before he came in, and a couple other examples, before he came in, and actually before we were talking on the phone, like, hey, you want to talk? And he's like, kind of, these guys, I got all these arguments about these guys, and those guys, like you guys, I mean. And it was sort of like, but he said, but I've watched all of your videos. And he was able to quote things that we did, and different conversations that I had with Frank, which frustrated him. And, we won't get into what his arguments were, but he opened his heart. He was willing to come to that fusion of horizons, and we clashed. It was like, if I go, there will be trouble. And he knew that if he stayed, it would be double. His heart might have had to got bigger. It's already 3 times big. It's like, push it a little bit more. That was too much for now, right? It's too soon. Also, Do you see what he wants to do with his life now? Like he was in machinery, he was in sheet metal, and then had this bad accident, so he can't work in that anymore. He's not employable, he's not insurable. He wants to do it, he's probably capable, but he's not insurable, so he can never work in that field again. What does he want to do? He wants to start a charity, guys. Do you remember his post? He said, hey guys, can everyone give me ideas of how I can fill my life with purpose, helping other people? And he's actually making steps to start a charity for needy people. Are you kidding me? Good likes. I said 3 times bigger. Listen, that guy yelled. He didn't want me in his life. That's fine. I can accept that. It would be prideful to say that he should accept what I want. You gotta understand, man, nihilism does not exist. How do I know that? Because of hermeneutics. Talk to you soon.